Hey, hey, hey. Ah, yes. Very good. Would you look at that? Facebook says we are live and in action. That is good to see. We are a little bit late, not as late as we have been though. But the important thing is we are now live. Do 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 do. Ah, no. Gotta shut me up. Oh. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Da-da-da-da-da-da. We're live to all the right places. That's a good thing. Getting it sent out, getting the readers all stormed up and together. Thank you. Were you able to get any honey out of that bottle? Thank you. Doodle-doodle-doo. It's time for the readers to gather, to assemble. Dad says hi, hi. Hello, Dad. Mm-hmm. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Huh. Aha! Reba says hi, O'Shea, and Levi. Hello, Sister Reba. How are you doing, sister? Sue says good evening, O'Shea, and all. Good evening, Sue. It's good to see you. Reba says hi, all y'all. Waving at everybody. I've sent the news to Skylar, so he might be at work, though. This might be the night that he goes to work. Who knows? Reba says she's doing great. How about you? I am doing a good bit better since last time. Yep, feeling a lot better. I have a light sniffle and the occasional cough. It's dwindled off a lot, and I'm feeling a lot better. So, Lord willing, I can make it back to full health and be able to assemble on Sunday. That's my aim. That's my goal. Yep. But I'm glad to see that you are doing okay, doing great. You haven't been over over ingesting that fudge nougat, have you? Or those cookies? Maureen says, hi, everyone. Hello, Sister Maureen. It's good to see you. Reba greets others that are coming in. It's good to see everyone showing up. Maureen noticed. She says, I see the summer hair bear. Looks nice. Thank you, sister. Dad gave me my haircut. The hair was getting a bit heavy. It gets that way. Yep, feels nice. So, the hair bear has gone out of hibernation. He's woken up for the summer. Which, it really does kind of feel like the summertime. We've had really, really warm weather here for February. I think for our high, we reached 64. Yep, I was thinking about 65-ish. Yep. So it really felt like summertime. Dad stepped in. We wonder, what does he have to say?
Hey.
Hey, there he is.
I just got a text from your grandpa. Your great uncle Marv was in a bad accident and suffered second and third degree burns.
Oh, Merv. Okay. I'll get him right down on the prayer board. That's not good.
So it is. So pray for your great uncle Marv.
Yep. Any outlook?
I basically just gave you everything the text said that hasn't said the text said.
All right.
So
he was in an accident.
Yeah, he was in an accident. So
third degree burns. Okay.
Second and third degree burns.
Second to third.
That's
okay.
Pretty bad burns.
Yeah, not good. Okay.
Dad said it was a bad accident, so I know,
Yeah.
Not just a small burn.
No.
Not a small area either. Bad accident. Not a good one.
Okay. Well, we got him on the prayer board, so that should help.
Yes, sir. All right. Popping out.
All right. Thank you. Yep. Well, y'all, we have our first prayer request for the day. Reba says she's taking it easy, slowly munching on those cookies. She had a nice visit with my mom today. Well, that's good. Glad to hear it. Kathleen says, hi, everyone. Sue greets Reba. Hello, Kathleen. Sam says, maybe you're going to have an early spring. Well, we're hoping that this early heat wave brings on a really wet spring. We're hoping for that. We need water drastically. We are in a heavy, heavy drought. I think last I heard, which was a while ago, so don't hold me on this on be on par, but last I heard, I think we're 11 to 14 inches behind for water, but that was a while ago, so don't quote me on that one. But we are in a drought, I know that one. So we're hoping this early heat brings a really wet spring. Skylar says, hello, Shea. Hello, Skylar. You made it in. Hooray! Hooray! Hey, hey, hey! And Skylar says, hello, everyone. Skylar says, praying. Thank you. Thank you very much. We also, as I recall, need to put Skylar on the prayer board. He has a cough. Sam says, hello, Shea. How everything going? Everything seems to be going pretty good. Everything seems to be going pretty good. How about you? I've had a good day. Don says, evening, everyone. Good evening, Don. Good to see you. Some more greetings and salutations. Kathleen says, we are having a warm-up, but I know winter is not finished. Right. Normally, if things are going as per usual, if we have a really big spike of heat in February, that gets everyone all warmed up, cozy, start doing outside stuff, and then we get dumped on by snow. Normally. And that's just kind of Iowa weather being Iowa weather. It gets everyone all excited and picks up the activity. People are doing yard work, doing this and that, and then boom, snow gets dumped on us. So winter is not finished, and this we know. Teresa made it in. She says, hi, family. I'm here. Hello, Sister T. Hope you are doing okay. Teresa says she is excited. Tonight is her night to put up the chapter. She says, yummy. Okay, well, I'm happy for you, sister. Thank you. I know it helps a lot for us. Thank you. Good job. Skylar says, yes, I did. I think that's to him having a cough or needing prayers. Something like that. Then he smiles. Some more greetings going on. Skylar says, facts. Amen. He knows exactly what I'm talking about, right? Skylar knows exactly what I'm talking about. Gets warmed up, people are doing things, and then wham. Dumped on. Just total snowmageddon. Sam says, my eyes are open and a day to live and glorify. All glory to God. I am doing great. Glad to hear it. Good to see it. And amen. Kathleen says, supposed to be in the 70s a few days, but I know the bottom will flat out. Old man winter will return. Yep. Yeah, that's what we're expecting. Dad gives us a additional update on Marv. He says, more burn information. Burns are over 25% of his body being treated in Lubbock in the burn unit. Alrighty. 25%, eh? Yikes. Well, we have him on the prayer list. Skyler says, I love Iowa weather, though. Yeah. I do, too. It's really fun. It's predictably unpredictable. Uh-huh. Sue says, absolutely. The old saying, thunder in February, frost in April. Yeah. Yep. Yep. We have a few similar lying sayings. Of course, you know, well, lost that idea. That one went bye-bye. So, I guess, of course, you know, that was it. That one left. Bye. Reba says, praying for your great Uncle Marv and for Skylar. Thank you, sister. Hang on one moment. I'm going to go poof. How'd you like our lovely spring background we had there? Excuse me. Skylar says, March is in like a lion and out like a lamb, or vice versa. Yep, my favorite month, he says. Yeah, that's another one we have. Yep. In like a lion, out like a lamb. Yep. The funny one we have is, what is it? April showers bring May flowers, but what do May flowers bring? Only people who know history will understand that one. And I just gave you a hint. April showers bring May flowers, but what do May flowers bring? Skylar's laughing. He says, it's very lovely. Yep. I like the spring little background. See if I, let's see here. If I do this, I think. Aha! There you go. Now you can hear me and see the background. I think, I'm not sure if that's the moon. I think it is. But yeah, enough messing around with that. Sue says, we are about to embark on our pollen season in Alabama. Oh, that's going to be fun. Oh, I feel sorry for all the allergy people over there. It's not pretty. Yep. Skylar says bees, and he laughs. Nope. Teresa says that's the moon. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's the moon. Skylar says pilgrims. Ding 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 ding. Mayflowers bring pilgrims. April showers bring Mayflowers, and Mayflowers bring pilgrims. So take that where you want it. Yep, it's the moon. Yep. I didn't think a camera would be able to capture the sun like that. I was pretty sure it was the moon. Yep. Skylar says, I just took 2 pictures of the moon, but definitely didn't work out. Right? I think that picture was took by Mom, and Mom is very good at getting pictures. Yep. Kathleen says, what I was going to say was spring brings sneezing/allergies, and I have them. Yep. Allergies aren't fun. I know that one. Well, Teresa says she has allergies all year. Poor sister. Oh. Dad says, I don't work out either. That was in response to Skylar's just took 2 pictures of the moon, but definitely didn't work out. Yep. Neither does Dad. What I want to know, personally, is why is today the day that the camera decided that we were going to be tinted yellow? I don't know. It does that every once in a while. It just decides, you know what, let's make everything yellow. Hang on one moment. I'm back. I don't think that helped. Stop. Settle. Hang on. Of course, I just had to go and mess with it. Boop, boop. Aha! Sorry about that. Okay. Teresa says Leviticus 11 through 13 is our reading. Ha! Kathleen says, Skylar, I heard on the news someday people can live there. I think I'll stay on Earth. Skylar says, Kathleen, I saw that too. How they are having like Ubers for materials go up on the news tonight. Oh. Okay. I think we'll get on to our reading. Leviticus chapter 11. As you are turning there in your Bibles, well, seeing as how we have Teresa here in handy, let's do the Teresa twist. Let's twist again, like we did last summer. Dot, dot, dot. Let's twist again, like we did last year. Do you remember when? I can't help it. Teresa's here twisting slowly. Hi, Craig. Good to see you. Here to here. Right. They're just making it up now. Leviticus chapters 11. And the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying to them, Speak to the people of Israel, saying, These are the living things that you may eat among all the animals that are on the earth. Whatever parts the hoof and is cloven-footed and chews the cud, among the animals you may eat. Nevertheless, among those that chew the cud or part the hoof, you shall not eat these: the camel, because it chews the cud, but does not part the hoof, is unclean to you. The rock badger, because it chews the cud, but does not part the hoof, is unclean to you. And the hare, because it chews the cud, but does not part the hoof, is unclean to you. And the pig, because it parts the hoof and is cloven-footed, but does not chew the cud, is unclean to you. You shall not eat any of their flesh, you shall not touch their carcasses. They are unclean to you. These you may eat of all that are in the waters. Everything in the waters that has fins and scales, whether in the seas or in the rivers, you may eat. But anything in the seas or in the rivers that does not have fins and scales, of the swarming creatures in the waters, and of the living creatures that are in the waters, is detestable to you. You shall regard them as detestable. You shall not eat any of their flesh. You shall detest their carcasses. Everything in the waters that does not have fins and scales is detestable to you. And these you shall detest among them. They shall not be eaten. They are detestable: the eagle, the bearded vulture, and the black vulture. The kite, the falcon of any kind, every raven of any kind, the ostrich, the night hawk, the seagull, the hawk of any kind, the little owl, the cormorant, the short-eared owl, the barn owl, the tawny owl, the carrion vulture, the stork, the heron of any kind, the huopi and the bat. All winged insects that go on all fours are detestable to you. Yet, among the winged insects that go on all fours, you may eat those that have jointed legs above their feet, with which to hop on the ground. Of them you may eat the locust of any kind, the bald locust of any kind, the cricket of any kind, and the grasshopper of any kind. But all other winged insects that have 4 feet are detestable to you. And by these you shall become unclean. Whoever touches their carcass shall be unclean until the even. evening. And whoever carries any part of their carcass shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the evening. Every animal that parts the hoof, but is not cloven-footed, or does not chew the cud, is unclean to you. Everyone who touches them shall be unclean. And all that walk on their paws among the animals that go on all fours are unclean to you. Whoever touches their carcass shall be unclean until the evening. And he who carries their carcass shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the evening. They are unclean to you. And these are unclean to you among the swarming things that swarm on the ground: the mole rat, the mouse, the great lizard of any kind, the gecko, the monitor lizard, the sand lizard, and the chameleon. These are unclean to you among all that swarm. Whoever touches them, when they are dead, shall be unclean until the evening. And anything on which any of them falls, when they are dead, shall be unclean, whether it is an article of wood, or a garment, or a skin, or a sack, any article that is used for any purpose, it must be put into water, and it shall be unclean until the evening. Then it shall be clean. And if any of them falls into any earthenware vessel, all that is in it shall be unclean, and you shall break it. Any food in it that could be eaten, on which water comes, shall be unclean, and all drink that could be drunk from every such vessel shall be unclean, and everything on which any part of their carcass falls shall be unclean. Whether oven or stove, it shall be broken in pieces. They are unclean, and shall remain unclean for you. Nevertheless, a spring or a cistern holding water shall be clean, but whoever touches a carcass in them shall be unclean. And if any part of their carcass falls upon any seed grain that is to be sown, it is clean. But if water is put on the seed, and any part of their carcass falls on it, it is unclean to you. And if any animal on which you may eat dies, whoever touches its carcass shall be unclean until the evening. And whoever eats of its carcass shall wash his clothes and be clean until the evening. And whoever carries the carcass shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the evening. Every swarming thing that swarms on the ground is detestable. It shall not be eaten. Whatever goes on its belly, or whatever goes on all fours, or whatever has many feet, any swarming thing that swarms on the ground, you shall not eat, for they are detestable. You shall not make yourselves detestable with any swarming thing. Excuse me. You shall not make yourselves detestable with any swarming thing that swarms, and you shall not defile yourselves with them and become unclean through them. For I am the Lord your God. Consecrate yourselves therefore, and be holy, for I am holy. You shall not defile yourselves with any swarming thing that crawls on the ground. For I am the Lord who brought you up out of the land of Egypt to be your God. You shall therefore be holy, for I am holy. And this is the law about beast and bird and every living creature that moves throughout the waters and every creature that swarms on the ground, to make a distinction between the unclean and the clean, and between the living creature that may be eaten and the living creature that may not be eaten. Leviticus chapter 12. Welcome back, Sue. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the people of Israel, saying, If a woman conceives and bears a male child, then she shall be unclean 7 days, as at the time of her menstruation she shall be unclean. And on the 8th day the flesh of his foreskin shall be circumcised. Then she shall continue for 33 days in the blood of her purifying. She shall not touch anything holy, nor come into the sanctuary until these days of her purifying are completed. But if she bears a female child, then she shall be unclean 2 weeks, as in her menstruation, and she shall continue in the blood of her purifying for 66 days. And when the days of her purifying are completed, whether for a son or for a daughter, she shall bring to the priest at the entrance of the tent of meeting a lamb a year old for a burnt offering, and a pigeon for a turtle dove for a sin offering. And he shall offer it before the Lord, and make atonement for her. Then she shall be clean from the flow of her blood. This is the law for her who bears a child, either male or female. And if she cannot afford a lamb, then she shall take 2 turtle doves, or 2 pigeons, one for a burnt offering, and the other for a sin offering, and the priest shall make atonement for her, and she shall be clean. Well, sorry to hear that, Sue. Leviticus chapter 13. The Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, When a person has on the skin of his body a swelling or an eruption or a spot, and it turns into a case of leprous disease on the skin of his body, then he shall be brought to Aaron the priest, or to one of his sons the priests. And the priest shall examine the diseased area on the skin of his body, and if the hair in the diseased area has turned white, and the disease appears to be deeper than the skin of his body, it is a case of leprous disease. Then, when the priest has examined him, he shall pronounce him unclean. But if the spot is white in the skin of his body, and appears no deeper than the skin, and the hair in it has not turned white, so the priest shall shut up the diseased person for 7 days. And the priest shall examine him on the 7th day, and if in his eyes the disease is checked, and the disease has not spread in the skin, then the priest shall shut him up for another 7 days. And the priest shall examine him again on the 7th day, and if the diseased area has faded, and the disease has not spread in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him clean, and it is only an eruption, and he shall wash his clothes and be clean. But if the eruption spreads in the skin after he has shown himself to the priest for his cleansing, he shall appear again before the priest, and the priest shall look, and if the eruption has spread in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a leprous disease. When a man is afflicted with a leprous disease, he shall be brought to the priest, and the priest shall look, and if there is a white swelling in the skin that has turned the hair white, and there is raw flesh in the swelling, it is chronic leprous disease. It is a chronic leprous disease in the skin of his body, and the priest shall pronounce him unclean. He shall not shut him up, for he is unclean. And if the leprous disease breaks out in the skin, so that the leprous disease covers all the skin of the diseased person from head to foot, so far as the priest can see. Then the priest shall look, and if the leprous disease has covered all his body, he shall pronounce him clean of the disease. It has all turned white. He is clean. But when raw flesh appears on him, he shall be unclean. And the priest shall examine the raw flesh, and pronounce him unclean. Raw flesh is unclean, for it is a leprous disease. But if the raw flesh recovers and turns white again, then he shall come to the priest, and the priest shall examine him. And if the disease has turned white, then the priest shall pronounce the diseased person clean. He is clean. If there is in the skin of one's body a boil, and it heals, and in the place of the boil there becomes a white swelling or a reddish white spot, then it shall be shown to the priest. And the priest shall look, and if it appears deeper than the skin, its hair has turned white, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a case of leprous disease that has broken out in the boil. But if the priest examines it and there is no white hair in it, and it is not deeper than the skin, but has faded, then the priest shall shut him up 7 days. And if it spreads in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a disease. But if the spot remains in one place and does not spread, it is the scar of the boil, and the priest shall pronounce him clean. Or, when the body has a burn on its skin, and the raw flesh of the burn becomes a spot, reddish white or white, the priest shall examine it, and if the hair in the spot has turned white, and it appears deeper than the skin, then it is a leprous disease. It has broken out in the burn, and the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a case of leprous disease. But if the priest examines it, and there is no white hair in the spot, and it is no deeper than the skin, but has faded, the priest shall shut him up 7 days. And the priest shall examine him on the 7th day, and if it is spreading in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a case of leprous disease. But if the spot remains in one place and does not spread in the skin, but has faded, it is a swelling from the burn, and the priest shall pronounce him clean, for it is the scar of the burn. When a man or a woman has a disease on the head or the beard, the priest shall examine the disease, and if it appears deeper than the skin, and the hair in it is yellow and thin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is an itch, a leprous disease of the head or the beard. And if the priest examines the itching disease, and it appears no deeper than the skin, and there is no black hair in it, then the priest shall shut up the person with the itching disease for 7 days. And on the 7th day the priest shall examine the disease, if the itch has not spread, and there is in it no yellow hair, and the itch appears to be no deeper than the skin, then he shall shave himself. But the itch he shall not shave, and the priest shall shut up the person with the itching disease for another 7 days. And on the 7th day the priest shall examine the itch, and if the itch has not spread in the skin, and it appears to be no deeper than the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him clean, and he shall wash his clothes and be clean. But if the itch spreads in the skin after his cleansing, then the priest shall examine him, and if the itch has spread in the skin, the priest need not seek for the yellow hair. He is unclean. But if in his eyes the itch is unchanged, and black hair has grown in it, the itch is healed, and he is clean. The priest shall pronounce him clean. When a man or a woman has spots on the skin of the body, white spots, the priest shall look, and if the spots on the skin of the body are of a dull white, it is leukoderma that has broken out in the skin. He is unclean, or he is clean. Excuse me. If a man's hair falls out from his head, he is bald. He is clean. And if a man's hair falls out from his forehead, he has baldness of the forehead. He is clean. But if there is on the bald head or the bald forehead a reddish white diseased area, it is a leprous disease breaking out on his bald head or his bald forehead. Then the priest shall examine him, and if the diseased swelling is reddish white on his bald forehead or bald head or on his bald forehead, like the appearance of leprous disease in the skin of the body, he is a leprous man. He is unclean. The priest must pronounce him unclean. His disease is on his head. The leprous man, or the leprous person who has the disease, shall wear torn clothes and let the hair of his head hang loose. He shall cover his upper lip and cry out, "Unclean! Unclean!" He shall remain unclean as long as he has the disease. He is unclean. He shall live alone. His dwelling shall be outside the camp. Excuse me. When there is a case of leprous disease in a garment, whether a woolen or a linen garment, in warp or woof of linen or wool, or in a skin, or in anything made of skin, if the disease is greenish or reddish in the garment, or the skin, or in the warp or the woof, or in any article made of skin, it is a case of leprous disease, and it shall be shown to the priest. And the priest shall examine the disease, and shut up that which has the disease for 7 days. Then he shall examine the disease on the 7th day. If the disease has spread in the garment, in the warp, or the woof, or in the skin, whatever be the use of the skin, the disease is a persistent leprous disease. It is unclean. And he shall burn the garment, or the warp, or the woof, the wool, or the linen, or any article made of skin that is diseased, for it is a persistent leprous disease. It shall be burned in the fire. And if the priest examines and the disease has not spread in the garment, in the warp, or the woof, or in any article made of skin, then the priest shall command that they wash the thing in which is the disease, and he shall shut it up for another 7 days. And the priest shall examine the diseased thing after it has been washed, and if the appearance of the diseased area has not changed, though the disease has not spread, it is unclean. You shall burn it in the fire, whether the rot is on the back or on the front. But if the priest examines, and if the diseased area has faded after it has been washed, he shall tear it out of the garment, or the skin, or the warp, or the woof. Then, if it appears again in the garment, in the warp, or the woof, or in any article made of skin, It is spreading. You shall burn with fire whatever has the disease. But the garment, or the warp, or the woof, or any article made of skin from which the disease departs, then you, when you have washed it, shall then be washed a second time and be clean. This is the law for a case of leprous disease in a garment of wool or linen, either in the warp or the woof, or in any article made of skin, to determine whether it is clean or unclean. Leviticus chapters 11 through 13. I'll be right back. And I am back. Or forward. I might even be side to side every once in a while. Thank you, Teresa, for putting up the chapters. Susan Stanley made it in. Good to see you. I hope you're doing all right. Grandma made it in. Hi, Grandma. I heard the news about Marv. We will be praying for him. Oh. You're welcome, Kathleen. You're welcome, Teresa. And are there any other prayer requests? Thank you, Teresa. Yep. Yep. Well, Susan, we can definitely pray for that. Yep, we heard. Got into an accident, suffering 2nd to 3rd degree burns on 25% of his body. Is what Dad was able to give me. Why did you just all of a sudden decide to start flickering, camera? Tink. No. Naughty. No. Sometimes I wonder about this poor guy. Because it's just all of a sudden. Makes no sense. The whole camera is flickering. I'll be right back. Oop. Well, didn't look like it helped. Cameras. Oh, did it calm down? No. Okay, that's what I was doing. Teresa says prayers for him. Thank you, Teresa. Grandma says, as he was working welding. Tomorrow? Question mark. He's needing skin grafting. Aunt needs prayers too. She's traumatized. It's my fault. I think that ended up being a conglomeration. I don't know. Huh. We can pray for Aunt. Now, are you talking about one of my aunts? Or are you talking about Marv's wife? A great aunt. Grandma says she does that to cameras. So it's your fault it started to flicker. I see. It still bothers me. I don't like it when it does that. It's like, really? No, naughty. Don't do that. And didn't want to come back either. That's funny. Well, hang on. Boop. Well, that kind of settled it down a little bit. Not as intense. Why did it all of a sudden start doing it? That was weird. That's going to bother me. I don't like it when my technology stops working correctly. It's like, no. Did that fix it? Whatever. I'm just going to have to put up with it. Sorry, y'all, if that gives y'all a headache. I know sometimes flashing lights gives me headaches. No. Grandma says, yes, not your aunt and uncle, nothing to do with them, only camera. All right. You had me wondering there. I mean, in the context, okay. I'm like, what did you do to our aunts? To my aunt. Oh, Teresa says prayers for her too. Sam says his heart goes out to them and prayers too. Thank you, thank you. Reba says, where was O'Shea when the lights went out? Well, I was here sitting in light, but the camera decided it wasn't going to work. Teresa says, because you touched it. No, I didn't touch it. I pulled the prayer board down, set it down, and all of a sudden it started flickering. Then I touched it. See that? See, it stopped. Now watch. Well, I don't. Sam says, pray for me that I find some way when traveling on Sunday that I can have breakfast before I go worship, and that next Sunday I can travel and breakfast. Alrighty. Prayers for Sam, that he can find solutions to traveling problems. Hang on. See, and that's another strange thing. What happened to the background? It didn't bring up the background. Why is that? I don't know. Nobody knows. Alright. Teresa says, oh, okay, I'm sorry. Don't worry about it, sister. No biggie. It just baffles me when things stop working. And normally if I, pop out and then pop back in, that fixes it. But today it's being persistent. You see, like if I tap it and have my hand in your way, it stops. See? Fine. But if I move my hand away from it, it didn't like that. And sometimes I wonder if it's light related. I'm doing it with both lights. But if I sit here in darkness, which I know on camera it looks like it's not darkness, but it's pretty dark actually in the office. Yeah, see what I mean, Sister T? It's weird. It's just weird enough that it irritates me. Boop. Because I don't like it flashing, because some people, that hurts their head. Can hurt mine sometimes. And it's distracting. I don't like it distracting. Especially when I'm just about to go into prayer. Y'all will just have to bear with me. Teresa says, is there a shortage? She says, well, your voice sounds better. Thank you, Sister T. My voice feels a lot better. Reba says, it must have been Brother Sean. And Sister T, LOL. Must have been something related to him. I don't know. Teresa says, that is weird. So it just settled down. Now it's gone. Technology. It had some things to work out of his system, I guess. Really? Ay. Well, thankfully it's gone. Whatever. AT&T. Tracy says, it's okay, just pray. Yeah, I'm getting there. Grandma says, if you close your eyes and pray, you won't see the light. Well, however that is true, I do need to kind of see the prayer board in order to know who I'm praying for. It kind of helps. So, for the prayer list, we have prayers for Marv and for his wife. Marv, he had an accident and is now suffering 2nd to 3rd degree burns, in need of a skin graft, and etc. And prayers for his wife. She is in need of comfort and strength. She's a little traumatized. Prayers for Skylar and his cough, sickies, ickies, etc. Prayers for Susan as she recovers from her COVID shot. Prayers for Sam, that he can find solutions to some of the problems he faces traveling to worship, as well as those who are on our constant list. I think that is everybody. So, with that, y'all, thank y'all for bearing with me. Let's go to God in prayer. Bow with me, y'all. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for your many blessings, for your love, for all the privileges you bestow. We thank you for the chance it is that you have given us that we can come together as a family, as a group, and read a portion of your word, to see your power, to see your details and precision at work. We thank you for allowing us to bring our cares and our concerns to you, and to trust and to know that you will handle each and every one of them. We ask, Father, that you would be with Marv and his wife. Be with Marv as he has had an accident and is dealing with 2nd and 3rd degree burns. We ask that you would bless him with healing, with the best care possible as he is in the hospital. Help him to get the skin graft that he needs and help him to make a full recovery. We ask that you would soothe the pain and help him to heal. Be with him. Bless him. We ask that you would be with his wife and bless her with strength, with peace, as she is helping Marv and is traumatized after the incident. We ask, Father, that you would bless her with your peace, with your strength to be with and to bear with Marv as he heals and recovers. Be with the two of them. Bless them. We ask that you would be with Skylar, that you would be with him as he deals with a cough and some sickies. Help him to feel better, to heal, to make a complete recovery, to return to good health. Be with him and bless him. We ask that you would be with Susan as she recovers from her COVID shot. Help her to make a full recovery, to overcome the side effects. Bless her with the healing that she needs. Give her strength. Be with Sam as he searches for solutions to several problems that have come up as he travels to worship. Bless him to find these solutions, to find them in you. Bless him with safety as he travels that distance to worship. Help him, guide him, and be with him. We ask your blessings upon the Westfall families. Be with each of them. Be with those of them who are sick, dealing with illness or sicknesses. Bless them with healing, with a swift recovery, a full recovery. Restore them to a better degree of health. Be with those of them who are not sick. Bless them with your protection and your safety. Prevent them from getting sick. Keep them safe. Keep them strong. Keep them healthy. We ask that you would be with those who are on our constant list, such as Reba, Mary, Levi, and Amy. Be with Teresa, Darlene, and Johnny. We ask your blessings upon Sylvia and Sean, upon Chris and Donovan. Be with Megan. Be with Damaris, Sam, Sue. We ask that you would be with Rennie, Brooke, Petey, Tom Riley, and Daisy. Be with each of them. Bless them in their individual needs and situations. Give them the healing, the strength, the blessings that they each need. We ask that you would be with those who are dealing with allergies, who have allergies, as they prepare to enter the spring season. Bless them and help them to find relief. Be with each of them. We ask that you would be with those who are traveling. Bless them with safety as they do so. Bring them to their destinations safely, and bring them to their homes when the time comes. We thank you so much for all that you do, for all that you give us, that you bestow upon us, for taking care of us, and for sending your Son. We thank you. We ask that you would be with each of us. Bless us all in the ways that we need, with strength, with good health. Bless us through the rest of our day and through the night. We ask that your will would be done on earth as it is in heaven. This is our prayer. In Jesus' name, amen. Hello, Carol. Good to see you. She says, I'm in time for the prayer at least. Well, sister, it's good to see you, even if it is just for the prayer. I mean, that helps. You can always go back and watch the replay, sister. It's not going to be as fun, I know, but at least we've gotten to see you. Teresa says, amen. Thank you. Love y'all. You are very welcome, Teresa. Love you as well. Kathleen says, thank you, O'Shea. Good night, everyone. Love you all. You are very, very welcome, Kathleen. Thank you for being here. Love you. Carol says, thanks for the prayers, O'Shea. You are very welcome, Carol. Thank you for being here. We're happy to see you, even if it is just for a little bit. Reba says, thank you so much for everything, O'Shea. I hope you all have a blessed night. Love you all. You are very, very welcome, Reba. I hope you have a wonderful, blessed night. Love you, sister. Reba says, hi, Sister Carol. Susan says, thank you. You are welcome, Susan. Prayers that you get to feeling better. Oh. Thank you, Sam. You too. Carol says, hi, Reba. Well, y'all, I think that about does it. Unfortunately. Till we meet again, God bless you all. Love you. Stay safe. Stay strong. Love y'all. Grandma sends prayers, hearts, and roses. Returned. I gotcha, Sam. Love y'all. Y'all have a wonderful night. And day in the case of Sam. Bye-bye. Toodaloo.